Hey guys, how you doing today? Welcome back to another adventure here at Turkey Ridge. My name is Jared, and today we are finishing up our planting with the Genesis 5 no-till drill. This thing is awesome. I think we have right around four fields left to plant out of 20 something fields that we got. I'm halfway through this one right here that I'm at right now. You can see where I passed and where I didn't pass yet. I noticed that we was getting a little bit low on seeds, so we just filled the hopper up here with seeds. This mix is a summer blend. We are in the last week of April right now. I think today is April 30th, last day of April. And this mix right here is supposed to be a really good summertime mix. It's supposed to do two things. It's supposed to help build up the soil, build up organic matter for in the fall, whenever we go to plant in the fall, has more nutrients and stuff that are decaying and putting nutrients back into the soil. So it does that, and it's also supposed to be really good against browse pressure, because the deer like to eat a lot of this stuff in the summertime, especially on a lot of these smaller food plots like we got here on the property. So we're hoping that this mix right here does a really good job for us this year. There's a couple things that I want to say about this drill. I really like it. It's a really nice drill. It is very well built, very heavy duty. In fact, actually the HD on the Genesis right here, this HD stands for heavy duty. It just the only difference between the regular Genesis drill and the heavy duty drill is the square tubing is a solid tubing. It makes it heavier. It's about, I think it was about 500 or 600 pounds more than just the regular Genesis drill, something like that. This thing is about 2,500 pounds. So this thing is very heavy. The tractor doesn't really struggle that much with this thing. When I'm driving down the road, or the trail, should I say, I could feel it. Just because it's kind of swaying a little bit, it bounces a little bit more on the trails, but pulling it, no problem. Lifting it up, no problem. The tractor can handle it. I could feel it though. I could feel a little bit that I got a 2,500 pound piece of equipment right there behind me. So it's not that bad. It's really not bad. Pulling it down the rows in the field, I don't feel it behind. It does a really good job. All the weight of it is only on, when it's pulling, is only on these wheels. Let me see if I'm pointing right here. Yeah, these closing wheels and the opening wheels in the front. That's all that the weight is on. There's no other like color in the front. There's no basket wheel in the back. There's nothing like that. All of the 2,500 pounds is all on these 7 rows right here. Well, actually 8 rows. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, excuse me, 8 rows. But it is doing a fantastic job. It's awesome. It's really nice. They got these legs to drop down whenever we're not using it. They got windows in the hopper so you can see when you're getting low on seed, but we're only really putting in 1 bag at a time, so we're not really using the windows too much. I mean, the steel that this thing is made out of is some serious heavy duty stuff. The pins that they use to attach it to the 3-point is very nice. Everything so far that I have seen about this drill is very well thought out, and it's very well made. It's really heavy duty. This is a really fine, really nice piece of equipment here. So let me go ahead and finish with this field, finish up our planting, and if I have any more comments about this drill, I'll let you know, guys. But yeah, I'll catch you in a little bit. Hey guys, so while I have this drone footage running right here, I'm going to go ahead and say a couple other things about the drill that I really liked. I didn't get to do a closing interview at the camp. We just had a lot of stuff to do at the time, and it was just easier for me to just go ahead and get the work done at the camp and not have to worry about filming anything or making sure we're getting stuff on camera. So a couple of things that I want to talk about is a little bit of things that I liked and did not like about the drill. One of the things that I liked about it was how easy it was to calibrate. There's a part of the drill that comes out where all the tubes drop the seeds down into the opening wheels to plant. You take like a little section of it out, flip it over, and it becomes a tray, and then you put that tray back into the same slot, and instead of the seeds dropping into those tubes, it drops into the tray. And then you could go ahead and spin the wheel. The manual says to spin the wheel 26 times. Take that tray out, take all the seeds, dump them out, and put them in weigh them, put them in a container and weigh them, convert it into pounds, and then multiply that by 85, and that gives you your pounds per acre that you are planting. Like I said, very, very easy to calibrate. I'm assuming we did it correctly because we guesstimate that we have about 5.5 acres of food plots on our property, and we planted right about that amount for the pounds of seeds that we had planted. Like I said, it was just a big guessing game of how many acres we have. One of the things that I don't like about the drill, I'm gonna kind of jump ahead to the don't like, is the acreage counter. It only said we planted about 2.5 acres, which I know that that's incorrect. I know we definitely have more acres than that on the property. In fact, we even planted areas that we never planted before, ever. Like we never really considered planting those areas, but we planted them anyway. So I know that we do have a certain amount of acreage that we planted, but the acreage counter on the thing didn't necessarily count correctly. Maybe that's a user error. Maybe I need to read the manual a little bit more and figure out exactly how that works, but let's move on. I like how easy it was for the drill to adapt to the different soil types that we have on the property. All of the different fields we have various different types of soils, wide range between very, very sandy and very clay type soils and very sticky, hard soils. So we have a wide range of soil types on the property, and I felt like the drill did a great job of going through every single different soil type that we had on the property. There was only one field that was too wet and too soft that I could not plant on. Because of the weight of the tractor and the weight of the drill, it just sunk right into the mud, and it really didn't do a good job. It was probably planting the seeds maybe 5-6 inches into the ground once the mud was caked onto all the whole drill and everything. Like, we sunk pretty deep into the mud. In fact, actually, I was getting a little bit nervous that we was getting stuck. That we were going to get stuck, but I made it out. I really like how heavy the drill is because, like I said, the weight of the drill actually allows those two opening wheels or discs, the two opening discs, to cut into the ground and allows to make a trench for the seeds. And so I know for sure that the seeds are getting buried in the soil. I know they are getting planted in the soil, not just resting on top, not just scratching the surface. It is actually making a trench because of how heavy and how close together those opening wheels are, those opening discs, how low profile they are. It is very, very, very limited soil disturbance on the fields, and it does a really good job of planting with the weight and how the opening discs are designed, how they just cut through and comb through the existing vegetation. We don't have to worry about our old planting methods. We used to go ahead and bush hog the fields. We used to disc them at least 2, maybe even 3 times, and then just broadcast the seeds on top. Now, all we're doing is passing the one time with the drill and then coming back in the springtime and terminating whatever grass is growing on the fields at the time with some herbicide. So it is making planting a lot easier, and it's doing a great job that I've seen so far. Another thing that I really like about it is each row has a play in the height of the, like let's say the contour of the ground is not even. The fields are not perfectly flat, and if you look really closely while you watching some of this drone footage, you could see each individual row, each individual wheel moving up and down as it goes across the field. And it's really nice to, I want to say it's 5 inches of play. There's a spring like that pushes the wheel down but allows it to move up and down through the contours of the field, because even though the drill has a 5-foot working width, one end might be higher than the other, and you can see that as it goes across the field, how each wheel and each row kind of bounces and moves up and down and follows the contour of the field itself. So that's really, really nice to have each individual row have that play, have that variability, so that way it is planting all the seeds at the correct depth, because while it's moving, it's still planting all the seeds at the correct depth, which is really, really nice. I love the material that this machine is made out of. It is very heavy duty. The steel that they used, all of the hardware, everything that they put together, that they use to put together this piece of machinery, is just built very, very well. I love the legs. The legs are easy to use. You just twist the pin up, pull it out, drop the legs down, put the pin back and twist it, and bam, your leg is down to go ahead and store it after when you're not using it in the shed. It's very user friendly. And the last thing that I kind of like about this drill is how easy it is to clean. After we was finished using it, it was very, very easy to clean. Hose it off, rinse it off. There was a little bit of mud caked in between the wheels because I almost got stuck in the mud, like I said, but now I know that I'm not going to be driving the drill through that section anymore. So later in the future, we should not have that problem. Oh, and then one last thing that I really liked about this drill too, I'm trying to read my notes here while I'm talking to y'all, but how easy it was to maneuver this thing. Now, this thing is on a 3-point hitch on the back of the tractor, so whenever I got to the end of the field, just lifted up the 3-point hitch, turned around, backed it up to where I wanted to go, dropped it down, and took off again. I didn't have to worry about it. Like some of these drills, that competitors' drills, they are mounted like a trailer hitch to the back of the tractor, and you have to pull up, back up, get lined up perfect, and then, okay, now we can go. With this 3-point hitch setup, it was very, very easy. I could just pull forward, back up one time, line myself up just right, drop it down, and go. It made planting very easy. As you could probably see in this video footage from the drone shots, it was really nice to go ahead and use it all weekend long. There were only 2 things that I really didn't like about the drill that I kind of have a little bit of a tendency to not like about it. The first one is the windows in the hopper itself. We were only putting in about 1 sack of seed at a time because we have very small fields, and we don't have that many acreages of fields to plant, and we were using 3 different varieties of seeds, 3 different sacks of seeds that had, various different types of seeds in it. So we was only putting 1 sack of seeds at a time in the hoppers. And what I found was if you just put 1 sack of seed, the window stops right there when there is 1 sack of seeds, about 40 to 50 pounds worth of seeds in the hopper, and you can't even see it through the window because the window stops. Now, I know that if you put, 5, 6 sacks of seeds in the hopper, you'll be able to see and judge with the windows how low you're getting on seeds. Whenever we plant in the fall, I know we're going to have multiple sacks of seeds in the hopper, and we'll be able to use the window. But if you're just planting a little bit here and there, 1 sack at a time, I wish the window went down a little bit further in that hopper so you could see exactly how much seeds you have left, because I found myself constantly getting off, opening up the hatch, the top lid, seeing how much seeds we have left, and be okay, all right, we can make a couple more passes before we completely run out. And the other thing that I really didn't like about it was how heavy it was. Now, I like how heavy it is because it ensures that the seeds get planted. I mentioned that earlier. It makes the trench. The weight of it actually buries the seeds, but the weight of it is a little bit difficult for us because we have a good sized piece of property and we have to drive it around the property, and we can't really go very fast on the trails. Now, I'm kind of nitpicking now because, I like how heavy it is, but also at the same time, I don't like how heavy it is because I feel like I have to be very careful, a lot more careful than normal, when I'm driving it around, and I'm going very slow down the trails because this is a very expensive piece of equipment. It's a very heavy piece of equipment. I don't want to break anything on the tractor or on the seeder planter, itself. So it just have to be a little bit more careful with it. But other than that, guys, this Genesis no-till drill was one heck of a piece of equipment. We really enjoyed it. I think we planted 22 fields or something like that. All of them were less than an acre. So add all those up, I think it was right around 5.5 acres-ish of food plots, fields that we planted over the course of the weekend. I think total planting time was right around 9 hours, 9 to 10 hours, and that's also calculated in the driving to and from each field too. So like from start to finish back at the camp over the course of 2 days. So it works really well. I can't wait to see how well the seeds germinate and grow up, come up in the fields, what everything looks like in the next coming weeks to months. And we'll be looking forward to planting with this Genesis no-till drill in the fall. So I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Thank you guys for watching. My name is Jared. Thank you for coming on another adventure here at Turkey Ridge, and I will see you guys next time. Later.